2 years.
I'm not even sure.
I know, I think again.
It was one of the most complicated series of transactions. Can you remember Bing Development, Bing Realty?
Yeah.
Well, somehow the title at some point went to Bing Realty.
I think what happens is that for some reason they call it, property works back.
It's one of the, you talk about
I didn't keep it that long.
straightening out the bowl of
Right.
spaghetti. It's, and the easiest way to do it is get all the parties at some point and have them issue quitclaim deeds and just say,
But at this point,
it's yours.
like I said, I'm interested to see where it goes.
We are live in this session.
I hope I am hopeful too, that's exactly.
All right, going on.
Yeah.
She's ready.
We're
Okay.
live, and the visitors, any visitors that wanted to join us?
There was actually a reporter.
Yeah.
And I think that Brendan is speaking with him. It was supposed to be public, virtual only.
Yeah, we just want to finish. What was that?
May I cover your meeting?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
Bob
you.
can come in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Brendan was saying I couldn't according to state law.
Well, I was saying that due to us in the public notice saying that it's not open to the public. That's all.
Thank you for the opportunity to cover this meeting.
Is your passport today?
Yes. Thank you. At all.
Is that it? Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Broome County Industrial Development Agency of February 16th, 2022. Looking, I presume everybody has reviewed the transcripts of our last couple of meetings, looking for a motion to accept and approve the transcript of the December 15th, 2021 board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Dan. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mayor. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 3, we're looking for approval of the transcript of our January 19th, 2022 board meeting, subject to any comments. Is there a motion?
I read the transcript. I'll make a motion.
Dan, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on, item number 4, looking for public comment from anybody wishing to speak on any matter concerning the Broome County IDA. And I can't see how many people might be on the Zoom call, so I'll give it a second. Anybody wishing to speak?
There are folks, but nobody is raising their hand, so.
Thank you. We'll close the public comment section, and we'll move on to the executive director's report. Stacy?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm doing this from home, a bit of a head cold. Did not want to get everybody this cold that I seem to have gotten. So I wanted to update you on a few programs, a few updates here. So in January 27th, the end of January, after our January meeting, we were successfully launched the Broome County COVID Recovery Grant Program. That is a partnership with Broome County. Broome County Planning had asked us to be a subrecipient of that program. That is $1 million grant on CDBG funds, community development block grant funds, that we can provide to small businesses still dealing with financial challenges due to COVID. They are grants of up to $50,000 each. Since launch, we've had about 20, just a little over 20 inquiries on the program. And we would say roughly about 50% of those are in review and process. Some have been deemed for purposes of the criteria ineligible. You do have to have You do have to have certain criteria met, but Brendan O'Brien and Natalie Abadessa are working on processing those. And Brendan will also be giving a presentation in partnership with CCE, Cornell Cooperative Extension, to a number of local agricultural businesses and farms. So we are continuing to market and pursue assistance through that program. With regard to ongoing discussions on our modifications to our uniform tax exemption policy, or our UTEP, we are planning to host a lunch and learn on February 25th. That's a week from this Friday at noon. We have sent to municipalities and requested, and as well as school districts, and requested that they attend. And we're also setting up a few meetings with municipalities one-on-one with their key staff upon their request. This was part of our due diligence based on the final draft that the board reviewed. So we will continue those discussions. So February 25th, and then we're doing an evening one if that makes it easier for people to attend on, I believe, March 7th at 5 p.m. Those will both be virtual. We will be attending, the staff and I, myself, Natalie, and Brendan will be attending the EDC's winter conference. That's the Economic Development Council. It's February 28th through March 2nd. I will be moderating a panel on supporting economic development during COVID, so we can highlight some of the programs like our loan program that we were able to assist businesses with. And also we expect, although I don't know if we'll have a lot of new information, we do expect an update on the prevailing wage mandate approved by New York State last year. So more to come. And then lastly, we have been invited by New York State EDC to attend the first in a long time for the Binghamton Area Industrial Asset Management Conference, or IAMC, with an upstate New York coalition that would include our IDA, Rochester, Albany, and Syracuse. That is April 30th to May 4th. This conference attracts a number of manufacturing companies as well as site selectors throughout the country. So a nice opportunity to highlight the community. With regard to internal financials, the only thing I'll turn your attention to, as I often do, is our transition account. We have just made a new reinvestment. There's roughly $293,000 in that account. We just received guidance from MBT Bank on the purchase of a new treasury, so that will be swept, and we'll use those funds to purchase a new treasury, so that as we do at the end of every month, we sweep that out into either a new investment or into our reserve account. That's all I have, John.
Thank you, Stacy. Any questions for Stacy? I presume everyone has had a chance to look at the loan activity reports as of January 31st. Any questions for Stacy on that?
Anything you want to, was it Mountain Fresh?
That would be a go.
The final order allowing the sale is sitting at the college desk. I called his clerk. I haven't had a call back, but that's where it sits.
The reason I asked, because yesterday, as you know, there was a big fire on Conklin Ave. There was an apartment building from the west side. I was told it looked like that was what was on fire. And so I went over to watch, to look, to make sure it wasn't that, but from the west side, it looked like Crowley's was on fire. And it was an apartment building like a little way down, half a block down.
Right.
I guess it turned out to be arson from what I understand too, but
Yes,
I mean,
made an arrest.
yeah. So any event, that's why I asked, because I had a little trepidation yesterday.
Any other questions or comments? Moving on to new business. Item number 7, resolution accepting an application from Leetonin Lumber LLC DBA Folden Lumber and Building Supplies, and authorizing a New York State and local sales and use tax exemption in an amount not to exceed $12,000 for a term not to exceed 12 months, consistent with the policies of the agency in connection with the construction, expansion, and equipping of the property and building located at 552 Old Front Street in the town of Dickinson, County of Broome, and state of New York. Stacy?
Yes, this is a program through our small business incentive, our sales tax exemption only a program. This is Holland Lumber, who's looking to do some expansion here into the community. I don't know if Brenda Layton is on the call. She was on for governance. The project will include first story addition of just shy of 500 square feet, second story office, conference room, and break room of 926 square feet. With an adjoining stair vestibule of about 164 square feet. And the existing building includes an 8,962 square foot warehouse covered storage area adjoining an existing showroom space of 962 square feet. So Bolin continues to grow. They are also, I did not point this out in our last meeting, but they are also a WBE, a women-owned business enterprise here in Broome County. Their total project cost.
Stacy,
Yes.
Stacy, this is Brenda here. I do not have my WBE as of yet.
Well, but you have, yeah, not a certified through New York State, but a WBE.
Right,
Thank you.
right.
Yes, thank you for that clarification, Brenda. Total project costs are $195,000, and they're eligible for a $12,000 sales tax exemption through our program.
Thank you, Stacy. Mayor, this was covered in governance.
It was, we move it forward as a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll make a second.
Dan, thank you for that second. Any discussion, questions, or comments? Hearing none, let's have a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Carried, thank you. Item number 8, resolution approving an extension of the June 10th, 2021 sales and use tax exemption agreement and the June 10th, 2021 sales and use tax exemption increase agreement of EJ Victory Building LLC from February 17th, 2022 through and including February 17th, 2023, the total of which shall not exceed $1,848,000. Stacy?
Yes, this is a request for the extension of the term, not the dollar amount for this project. So Paulus Development, Matthew Paulus and Mark Jenkins representing Paulus Development are on the call. They are requesting an additional year, not surprisingly due to a number of delays in construction and supplies to the project, as many projects are still dealing with the COVID impact. So this would be just a request of an extension of time. Project is on track, and I do believe planning a formal groundbreaking in early March.
Thank you, Stacy. Mayor, this came through governance.
We move it forward as a motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Dan. Discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, let's have a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Thank you. Item number 9, resolution approving summary results of confidential evaluation of board performance. Stacy?
Yes, the next several items are just annual administrative items that we do both as a board and as a staff internal review of processes, policies, and procedures. The first is the survey that we send annually to the board as summary results of board performance. Those results have been included in your packet. A number of items have been flagged for continuing conversation. I know John sent a note to the board. We can continue those conversations as well, but today's action is just simply to acknowledge and approve the survey results.
Thank you, Stacy. Mayor?
Yeah, we move it forward as a motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there a second?
Jim?
Jim, we'll take your second.
Thanks.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nobody can back off on that one. Item number 10, resolution approving 2021 mission and measurement report. Stacy?
Yes, this is a requirement of New York State. This document we do update on an annual basis. It's a staff review of performance against mission and performance objectives. Once approved, this will be posted per New York State on our website. This serves for the fiscal year of January 21 through December 31, 2021. So it's a review of last year's performance. And as such, identifies 2022 performance goals. So the purpose of today is to approve this for posting on the website.
Thank you, Stacy. Mayor?
We move it forward as a motion to approve.
Thank you, Mayor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Dan. Any discussion? Looking for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Item number 11, resolution to approve the readoption of the agency's bylaws and policies and procedures, code of ethics policy, whistleblower protection policy, defense and indemnification policy, compensation, reimbursement, and attendance policy, and travel policy with no changes. Mayor, I'm sorry, Stacy.
Really, nothing to add. It's an annual review of our policies done by staff to recommend changes if necessary. We currently do not have any changes to recommend.
Thank you, Stacy. Mayor,
We move it forward as a motion to approve.
Mayor, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dan. Any discussion? Let's have a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. Item number 12, executive session. Is that in the right order? Yes?
Yes, it is. Well, we did have an action out of governance on item number 13. I guess I would ask Chairman Bucci, do you want to discuss? We could go into executive if the additional board members have any questions. So, yes.
13. Did you have anything else for executive session besides this?
Just in discussion on a potential land purchase by the IDA.
We could go do this one now.
Let's do that. Let's
Okay.
skip 12 for a second, move on to 13. We're kind of winging this as we go on the resolution. So it's resolution authorizing an option to sell the property located at 11 Court Street in the city of Binghamton, Broome County, New York, to Boscov's for a period of 2 years for $1 per year. Option to purchase. And not to sell. And I'm sorry, an option to purchase. I screwed up the wording. So with that in mind, Mayor, would you take us through that?
Yes. So I don't know if Mayor Cram's on the line, but and in essence, as 2021 was coming to a close, and there was action with the demolition of the parking ramp, there was a lot of discussion between the city of Binghamton and Boscov's about their future downtown. Obviously, they were concerned about parking and so forth. So a lot of those issues were addressed, but in the course of that discussion, Boscov's sent a letter to the city of Binghamton, which I think Stacy sent out to everyone, where Boscov's basically said that although they had been seeking state funding for enhancing the store, that did not come to fruition. So now they're moving on with exploring and investing their own funds into upgrading the store. And they're looking for a 2-year option to explore the possibility of putting that financing together. So that's what came to governance, was an option to purchase for 2 years for $1 a year. We discussed that in governance, and we move that forward as a motion to approve.
Is there a second to that motion? And thank you. Discussion. Hello, Mayor. Thanks for joining us.
Hi there.
Would you care to add anything to that?
No, I think Mayor Bucci summarized it well, and look forward to the agency's support. I think that, the 2 years will allow the store to do some due diligence, apply for financing, other incentives from the state, assuming the transfer. So I thank the agency for their consideration.
Mayor, thank you. Any additional discussion or questions of Stacy or the mayor while we have him?
I think the last point was from Bosco's point of view was to have some legal access to the price property gave them better leverage to get financing. That was what kind of the underpinning of the whole option process.
Makes perfect sense. With that in mind, let's have a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Now we'll
Thank you.
double back, of course, double back to item number 12, looking for a motion to go into executive session relative to the purchase of real property, I believe.
Yes.
Motion.
Thank you. Two hands. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are moving into executive session.